one of the boats from our marina that's on the other side of the harbor is dragging. So nice, because summer is like finally arrived. Man. We are Preston and Shauna, sailing our 1988 Catalina 36 around the Pacific Northwest. Between the two of us, we have 7 kids, and we have a little time before our nest is completely emptied. Join us for the next 5 years of sailing adventures as we learn the ropes and make plenty of mistakes, gearing up for the day we can sell all our crap and become full-time liveaboards, sailing off into the sunset. So when it rains really hard, which it does often around here, below the steering quadrant in the aft stateroom, it leaks pretty bad. And I'm not exactly sure where the source is yet. I looked under the steering quadrant and it's a little rusty. It's not as bad as some I've seen on YouTube, but it's not perfect. But I'm a little wary about taking it all apart right now. Not exactly sure how it comes apart easily and how easily it is put back together. I'm afraid if I start taking off some of these bolts, the whole thing's going to come apart and it's going to be a bigger project than I expect it to be. I don't really want to be stuck doing that right now. This last time it leaked really bad all of a sudden, and the mattress in the back in the aft stateroom just got soaked all the way through, absolutely soaked like a sponge. I've had it out here for weeks now on end, draining downward, and most of it's gone out just right into the bilge. But this last corner, there's the last little bit, and I've got both heaters going, and you can just see it steaming away. I'm just trying to heat out all the rest of that water because it just won't drain out on its own anymore. While that mattress is steaming away, what else am I gonna do? The forward cabin door won't close, as you can see. Hasn't closed since we purchased the boat. So I'm trying to figure out why this piece of the doorway is like bowed outward and won't allow the door to close. I had to drill out the dowels to get to the screws. I was hoping I could just screw it in tighter, but there was no getting it in tighter. So I just ended up taking the entire thing off and took many layers of wood off and then threw it back on. And it does shut now. I just didn't film it. The other thing I finally did, the V-berth cushions, the zipper has long since corroded away, and there's no way I was going to be able to sew a whole new long zipper on there with my skills and actually make it look nice or even fit together and work. So I just made some dowel holes and threw some brass dowels on there, and now I just lace the cushion covers on like I'm lacing up shoelaces. So nice. The summer is like finally arrived. Yeah. Hey. I'm gonna be out here for 3 weeks at anchor. This next week, starting tomorrow, my kids are gonna be out here. Olive's gonna be super happy about that. She hates being out here, but she's gonna do it. The other two like it. They like the change. They like the adventure. Something different than just sitting at home. Atrix likes it too. I think he prefers home, but he is super lonely when no one's there with him. I mean, like, suicide out lonely. So, he's super happy to be along and not be alone. He's super annoying though, aren't you? I don't like cats on my bed because they're hairy and it itches my face, and just a lot of that's a psychological thing, but I don't like them on my bed. their poopy paws. They're all like, ugh. I understand that like life is dirty and there's just poop everywhere. Mostly human. But I don't like him on the bed. I had serious doubts about how this door was going to look. I really thought it would just be in the way, and with my woodworking skills, I really thought it would be hideous. But I think it looks gorgeous. It looks like it fits in here like it was supposed to be there. And I measured the width because, I mean, that was like Hobbit hole small looking to me. I was like, this is ridiculous. No one can get through there. But it's the exact same width as the other main cabin doors. Believe it or not, it looks so much smaller, but it was, I think it was 17.5 inches wide is all. You know, there were a few hours of sun that week just before the kids came out there, and I was actually able to get one new coat of varnish on the Dodger top. It had been a little over a year, I think, since I put anything on there. It was starting to let a little bit of water come through. So I've been running the generator all morning and quite a bit last night while I watched a little bit of TV. Because yesterday was fairly cloudy. It was nice and warm, but it wasn't super sunny. And I was really using the computer and stuff hard, editing, watching TV, stuff like that all day long, playing some Lord of the Rings with Shauna. And even though it showed the batteries all day long at like 12.8, I think batteries are just such a mystery to me. I don't think I was charging at throwing enough capacity in there. I was using as much as it was putting in, I think. So that when the sun started to go down and I lost all that input energy, like it just, like the battery just went down to like 12 volts, like quick, within 15 minutes. Which, when I have a super sunny day, that doesn't happen. I have a couple hours of not even have to worry about it at night, and by that time it's time for bed, and that's why I don't have to worry about my solar. But last night was the first night I was like, what the heck's going on here? My brain, I was like this in elementary school too when it came to math. Like as soon as there's a number on paper, my brain just shuts down. I can't. It just goes into can't mode. So as soon as all these other YouTubers say amp hours, my brain's fried. And like I cannot get to the next steps of what the heck they're talking about, how this all works. I just can't do it. It makes no sense. My little gauges show a percentage. It'll say 95%, but the volts are at 12. You know, and it's like, is this really how it works? You can't ever really tell where your batteries are for sure. It's always kind of, turn everything off and give it 20 minutes to kind of float back up to what it actually is. Man, I looked into lithium batteries the other day for about 2 seconds because one battery is like $900. What? Wow. Are they really that much better? Can you really not kill them? I mean, are the benefits really worth $900 a battery? Jiminy Christmas. This is actually pretty interesting. This is the new dock for a marina, and they actually build it over in Tacoma, 20 miles away or so. And the whole thing is built, and this thing is long, and they tow it all the way over from there into Gig Harbor, all put together. Pretty interesting to see them do that. No, yes, you're right. Sorry, I was doing 5 times 3 in my head. See, that's how I screw up. You're just like me. I was screwing up that time. 5 times 5 is 25.
3 times.
No, sorry, I confused you. Yeah, you're right. 5 times 3. You were wrong also.
15. No, 15.
Yeah, 15.
So I said.
You said 25 the first time.
The first time that I could sing 15, you're like, now.
Okay, shut up. This is what your teacher, all of them, should be teaching. They don't anymore. They should be on the blackboard, not on your stupid screen, having you write out every single... Dude, my 2 math teachers are husband and wife. They were awesome, both of them. And you every single step you wrote out. You wrote it out. Until later on, you didn't have to anymore because you understood how the progression of a equation went. So that's what we've done. Okay, let's erase this because I don't know what. So I think one of the boats from our marina that's on the other side of the harbor is dragging. Kind of surprising because there's no real current or wind, but I'm pretty sure he's definitely dragging. So I'm gonna go take a look. He's an old guy. Smokes a lot of cigars. That's the only way I know him. I always tell him how good his cigars smell. Yeah, he's definitely dragging. I talked to this guy. He's a liveaboard out here, clearly. And he says he's been watching him too for the last few hours. And he is definitely dragging. So we called the marina and hopefully they can get a hold of this guy. He's not terribly close to other people, so I guess I'm just going to go back to the boat and watch him for a while. And if it gets even crazier, or if it gets crazy at all, I'll come back out and I guess try to push it with my little 2.5 horse dinghy. So I came back out here because I saw another dinghy over by this this boat that's dragging, and it was a neighbor from our marina who's on the other side of. They came over and saw it dragging, and he's out here, and the owner's over at the dock, so he went over to grab that guy, super nice old guy from the dock, and see what he wants to do because my little 2.5 horse motor is not gonna do anything, and he had a 6 or an 8 horse motor, and it wasn't doing anything either. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do before it slowly goes into this other, what looks like abandoned sailboat. The nice thing is that there's not a lot of current in here, and it is dead calm wind-wise, so it's clearly dragging. It's just floating. It's not really not doing anything too crazy. Tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, is supposed to get up to 15 knots, in which case this thing looks like it would just be gone into something else or on the shore. So that took some time, man. We could not. It's a 20 horse. He's got a 20 horse outboard, and we just could not steer that thing or hardly move it. But we shuffled it with the wind and current past all these docks and all these boats and his own boat over there. The other guy helped me, and we got in a nice shallow spot where there was no one behind it. So if it does drag, there's nothing there except beach for it to beach on. Man, that took a long. Man, I gotta pee so bad. It's unbelievable. While I was outside reading, I looked over and I noticed another sailboat a little ways away from us. Its head sail had started unfurling itself. Pretty sure no one was on this boat, so Tristan and I hopped in the dinghy, went over there, and got it sorted out for this guy. Tie up in there, down the line. That little tiny thing, just like on ours. At first, yeah, I told Tristan just tie it up and he could come up on this boat and help me out. But that second thought, I was like, if anything happened, that cleat comes off or the rope comes untied and our dinghy floats away, we are stuck on this boat having to flag someone down to get us off of it. So Tristan stayed on the dinghy. And all I did was throw the guy's head sail in. All of his ropes were just loose. It looked like he had sort of had them wrapped around cleats and such, but they weren't locked in or anything, so tightened all his lines and hit it on back. And we did this every day that week. Piled in at 7:30 in the morning to the dinghy. Cold wind on us. Trucking my kids back and forth for school in the morning. Brutal. I think after this week of going back and forth like that, the only way to live on a boat in the Pacific Northwest is either on the dock full time or only in summer.